Hey, this is Earthy Love Medicine, and this is day 2 on my juice feast, juice fast, juice cleanse. If you watched my last night's video, you know that I've been juicing for today 51 days, but yesterday I started a solid food vacation, is what it's called, in this fasting, cleansing, fruity juice goodness world. So I'm just gonna give a short update. Today I was kind of tired. I drank juice like closer to bed, and I had one of those nights where like I'm thinking all night long, and even though I'm sleeping, and I was posting my videos still kind of late and didn't realize it. So, and then got woken up. So I only got like 6.5 hours of sleep, which, actually should be good, but I'm still detoxing. So I like to get as much sleep as I can. I'm actually not one of those people. I don't like just love being in bed and want to stay there. I like getting in bed at night. It feels amazing when I'm tired and I'm done. But in the morning, I like to get up and, move. I'm one of those people that when I'm awake, I'm awake, you know? So it kind of started out that way. So I got in the shower, and I'm one of those people that when I feel funky or I'm like not fully myself, I'll lay down in the shower and let the water hit me, and like, that's just my thing. I have had spiritual awakenings in the shower. Like, the shower is an amazing place for me. I connect really well with water. It really, really helps me. So anytime I feel sick, or I'm going through something, or I'm emotional or whatever, I want to get in the shower. So I did that. And then, I just kind of, went out there and I grabbed a juice before I even got in the shower. I really, I woke up and was like, oh, I'm thirsty. So I, drank a little water, got my juice, and got my day started. And it was just kind of one of those days where I had pre-made juice, so I didn't have to juice all day long. But I did, for my second juice. So I did a green juice this morning, and then for my second juice, I had heard somebody talking about doing like a lemon, bomber or something. I don't know. So I took like, I don't know, 6 to 8 lemons and like a quarter of a watermelon. This is not what he did. I just kind of copied it and then added some watermelon because I didn't think that lemon and ginger, and he had a habanero. I did not have a habanero. I had like this much of a jalapeno pepper. So I plopped that in there instead. So it was, let me see, go over it again: lemon, ginger, um, jalapeno, and watermelon. And it was fantastic. And it ended up being like 32 ounces and then half of a 32-ounce glass. So, ish. So I drank that later, like way later on in the day, because I was trying to keep like the jalapeno lemon thing going, because I'm really trying to clean out my system. Which, one of the things that I've learned through this experience, and like, looking what other people are doing about enemas. And so I'm online tonight looking for an enema bag, and like researching them and seeing what's the best one for your buck, whatever. So I'm going to order one tonight, and hopefully I'll get it by tomorrow so I can get that going, because I could feel that I need to get that moving down there. And I've been feeling that before I started this juice cleanse. And I didn't even realize that was something I was really feeling. I mean, I'm vegan, so I poop every day, but it's always just felt like it's like, backed up down there. And now that I'm doing the juicing, and I have been for 51 days, with, some food, mostly raw, some cooked, but mostly raw. And it, I can feel stuff breaking down out of there, and I don't know if I shared this in yesterday's video or not, but, I was like, right now, the last couple of days anyways, like sometimes when I poop, it smells really old, like old. I don't know if you've ever been constipated and then pooped and it smelled like it was just really old and stale. That's what it's been smelling like. So, if you don't like this kind of stuff, don't watch this, because I'm always going to talk about what's going on. I think that's the most fascinating thing about this, and what got me so excited is I think that we go through time just like feeling like shit, and then if there's something that's gonna like make you feel better. I mean, we all have, like, all of us go through stuff with our stomach, and we don't even realize that it's all connected, right? Why we have diseases, or why we feel like shit, or why we're like lightheaded, or why, why we're tired all the time, or, why we don't want to exercise, or why we pop coffee in our mouth right when we wake out of the bed like it's our mama's tit and we're like just born, because we're so highly addicted to these things. And I personally was extremely addicted to coffee. I've been drinking coffee since I was a teenager, and it has nostalgia attached to it, like a lot of good memories attached to it. Like, wake up in the morning and, and then I was the kind of person that when people come over, I'm like, let me make you a cup of coffee. And I'd make the best coffee in the world, So now I do that with all my other stuff. Like even my juice, I'm like, oh, look, I make the best juice in the world. Because I put love into everything, y'all. Like, if I'm doing it, I'm doing it. So, anyways, so I just want to encourage people that if you are addicted to these things, the best way is to just one by one stop doing them. It's very extreme to go off of coffee and energy drinks and meat and dairy and just do it all at once. Like right now, my husband, he's a pescatarian, so he's a vegetarian that eats fish, and he's highly addicted to sugar drinks and just sugar in general. He quit smoking almost 3 years ago, and his new addiction is cookies and cakes and and he loves it, and it's his favorite, with horchata or chocolate milk. And I mean, he just loves his sugar. So, the challenge for him that I gave him was to just cut out the sugar, And right away, he saw that his body was detoxing from the sugar, and like the way it makes you feel halfway through the day, that you're not having that sugar, you're not having that energy drink, and then even with this coffee, he's trying to do it more black, or like with not as much sugar, that kind of stuff. So we'll see how that goes. But I'm just telling you that story because I feel like, we all, when we want to get healthy, we think that, if I don't do all of this at once, and I'm guilty of this, I'm an extremist. So I'm one way or I'm the other. And so a lot of the times I just drop everything, but I quit smoking like, I don't know, 13, 14 years ago. And then, a couple years after that, I stopped drinking. And like, so for me, and then I became a vegetarian, and then it became a pescatarian, and then a vegan. And now I'm more raw, and now I'm a juicer. So it's just been a progression of like getting myself here. 'Cause it's kind of like a stages of like realizing that, okay, well, this makes me feel better. What if this makes me feel even better? And so I look at it like, if it's alive, it's going to give you life. If it's dead, it's going to give you death. So I'm not going to make a long video tonight. I will do my best to document every day, but today was a pretty good day. I don't have like the same like woo as I did yesterday, but I don't think that's not because of I don't think it's because I'm juicing and now I'm detoxing so horribly. I think that it was more just because I didn't get a lot of sleep last night, and this wakes your brain up, y'all. Like, so I used to dream a lot when I was younger. I'd even have premonitions in my dreams, all that kind of stuff. And I, for years, have not been dreaming. And now I'm dreaming my butt off, and I dream the weirdest stuff. So, I mean, last night I like had a dream about clutter, and like a friend that I was friends with for like 23, 24 years who's, not in my life anymore. And, it was just all these weird things. And it was just like, wow. I really felt like that dream represented the clutter in my mind and the clutter that I allow to build up around me. Because I feel so like cluttered, like in my head. And so part of this journey for me is getting all that clutter out of my head. And so my goal this week is if hopefully I'll have all the energy and the focus that I need. It's really challenging for me to focus still to the capacity that I would like to. I've been able to, I'm like a multitasker, and right now I'm just like, I'm a one focused person. Like, I'm juicing and healing my body, and that's what's going on. And it's really challenging for me to focus on anything else. And I know that it won't stay that way, but I'm really grateful that I'm in a position that I can do this. I have work that's backed up that I need to do. My computer broke for a while, and, I have paperwork that I got to send to one of my owners, and I've been, feeling like crap, and I finally got my computer up and running, but now I got to, get that off to him. And so, I am a little bit of a procrastinator. I do really well under pressure, but even now it's like I have to have a lot of pressure to give a shit about anything else. And That's because this is what I'm doing with my life. I'm healing myself so I can live a better quality life. So I think it's all really up to everyone individually to decide, how to do it, when to do it, what's the best way to do it. But I would say don't wait. If you want a better life, the best way to be successful is to start. And that was probably the best advice I've been given, is just start. So I hope you stick with me on my journey throughout this time. If you haven't already heard me say what I'm going to do, I'm basically going to keep doing this until I stop pooping stuff out, and I'm pooping out juice. So I really am excited, more than I can explain, about having optimal health, because I've never had optimal health ever. And I've always wanted to be one of those people, and I've worked out and I've done all those things and I've lost weight and I've been motivated and all these things. But until I fully clean out my body, I just can't say that I'm ever going to be able to stick with it and like be successful, because I just, the science around all this debris being in your stomach, it really points towards why it's so difficult to quit all of these things, or why we go back to it, because we're highly addicted to it. And I know I am. My family got Chinese food tonight, and I told my husband I usually order it and make everybody's plates, and I'm one of those people, super accommodating. And I was like, if you want Chinese food tonight, you go for it, baby. You get Chinese food for everybody. I'm not tripping off you. I said, but I'm not ordering it. And then when he got here with it, I was like, I'm going to go to the room and, drink my juice. So I've already mentioned a couple times now that I'm not going to keep going on this video. So I'm going to let you guys go, but please continue to follow me, like and subscribe. Find me on Instagram. I post more content on there, as far as pictures and like little things going on in my day. And I just want to say one more thing. I do not like people putting people down when they're working really hard to figure out what the fuck they're doing with their life. So if you have negative shit to say, just move along. Go bother somebody else that freaking, or don't actually, like, get a life. And I'm going to say that to anybody who thinks that they have a right to say anything to someone about them trying. If you haven't done all this, then you don't know. And I'm going to say that for people who are on Instagram too. If you get on Instagram and you don't like something, leave people alone. Stop being petty and stop being weird and hurting people just because you're bored and you're scrolling through shit. It's bullshit. And that's what I have to say about that. And I just said that because I came across some of that. I've come across people. I was going to end the video and now I'm going on a tangent about this, of course, because I love to talk, right? No, I just love to make my point. And I have come to a place in my life where I just don't understand meanness, and I just don't understand why, if you don't have anything nice to say to somebody, why you say anything at all. Like, move along, go stay in your lane. Like, leave people alone. This is what some of us, we really give a shit if we're healthy. Some of us really want to be healthy, and we have struggled because we've been lied to all our lives. That doesn't make us stupid. It doesn't make us weak. It doesn't make us any of those things. It makes us having a purpose to find that optimal health, and not being able to find the door, and not being able to find the key to get through that door. And a lot of us that are doing these juice feasts and stuff is because we were in a hopeless position where I gave up. Like, I was like, how am I supposed to lose weight and take care of myself? I always gain it back, and I always feel like shit anyways. And it's ultimately like, and there's always like this brain fuck going on, and just juicing with raw foods and a little bit of potatoes and rice here and there has changed my life in the last couple of months. So I cannot wait to see what happens to me. And I hope you all stick with me, like and subscribe, like I said, and take care. Peace.